What if I told you there's a secret brain hack that can end overthinking forever and it's not what you think? Most people try to stop overthinking by thinking harder, analyzing their thoughts, trying to control their mind, and creating more mental strategies. But neuroscience reveals there's actually a hidden neural switch that instantly stops the ruminating and reveals your true self. I'm about to show you this brain hack. Your ancestors already knew this instinctively, but we've completely forgotten. It's so simple. When you see it, you'll wonder why no one ever taught you this before. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to flip this neural switch, why it stops overthinking immediately, how it connects you to your most authentic magnetic self, the one who doesn't need to think her way to truth. Here's what's happening inside you right now. You've got two systems running simultaneously. Your mental mind, she's your mental operating system, is constantly analyzing, planning, worrying, strategizing. Sound familiar? She's the voice that says, what if this goes wrong? What will people think? Is this a smart choice? But underneath all that mental chatter is your remembered self. She doesn't think her way to truth. She knows it instantly. She's that sudden certainty you feel about a person when you first meet them. She's the gut feeling that says, take this job, or don't get that car, or don't date that guy, before your brain even processes why. And here's what neuroscience reveals: these aren't just different perspectives, they're literally different systems in your brain and your body. Your thinking mind operates through the slow prefrontal cortex, analytical, constantly second guessing. But your remembered self, she operates through your entire nervous system, processing information at lightning speed through what scientists now call embodied cognition. Your ancestors didn't survive by thinking their way through danger. They didn't stop and pause to have a conversation when a Tyrannosaurus Rex was on their trail. They survived through instant knowing, that split second recognition of safety versus threat, that immediate sense of which path to take, which person to trust, which direction meant survival. That same intelligence lives now in your nervous system right this very minute. But here's the problem: we've been taught to think our way past it. We've been conditioned to trust analysis over knowing, logic over intuition, mental processing over ancestral intelligence. The more you think, the further you move from the one who knows, the you that already knows. And that's exactly why we're here right now. I want to show you exactly how this plays out. You meet someone new, and within seconds, your remembered self has a read on their energy: safe or unsafe, aligned or misaligned. Your nervous system already knows, but then your thinking mind kicks in and it just can't resist. Wait, I can't judge someone that quickly. That's not fair. They seem nice enough. Everybody else likes them. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. So you override instant knowing for yourself with mental analysis. You think yourself out of truth. Or you're considering a business opportunity. Your remembered self feels the contraction immediately. Something's off about this deal, this person, this timing. But your thinking mind jumps in and says, well, this looks good on paper. I need the money. What if I'm just scared of success? Let me think through all the pros and cons. By the time you finish thinking, you've talked yourself out of the wisdom that preceded the situation in milliseconds. This is how we abandon our authentic selves, one overthought decision at a time. We literally think ourselves away from who we really are. And here's what's fascinating: neuroscience shows that when we're in analytical thinking mode, we actually suppress the neural networks responsible for insight, creativity, and what researchers call embodied awareness. The more we think, the less access we have to our deeper knowing. Your anxiety, for example, isn't random. It's often your remembered self trying to get your attention. Hey, I'm over here, through all that mental noise saying, hey, we're overthinking our way past truth again. Hello. Have you seen the movie Kung Fu Panda, where Po spends the entire movie thinking he needs some magical scroll to become the dragon warrior. He's analyzing, strategizing, thinking his way to worthiness, and then he opens the scroll and it's blank, except for his own reflection. There was never anything to figure out. It was him all along, just like it's you all along. That's what happens when you stop thinking your way to authenticity and start remembering what was always true. Your DNA carries the intelligence of thousands of generations. Your great great grandmother, who survived the Depression, didn't think her way through scarcity. She knew how to make something from nothing. The ancestor who navigated leaving everything behind for a new country didn't analyze her way to courage. She felt the pull towards something better and trusted it. This ancestral intelligence doesn't operate through thinking, it operates through knowing, through sensing, through what researchers now call somatic intelligence, wisdom that lives in your entire body, not just your brain. But we've been taught to think our way past this intelligence, to analyze instead of sense, to process instead of trust, to figure out instead of remember. What if the you you're trying to think your way toward already exists? What if she's just waiting for you to stop thinking long enough to remember her? Here's something that will blow your mind. Neuroscience shows that when you're being authentically yourself, when you're operating from your knowing rather than thinking, your nervous system sends completely different signals to everyone around you. It's like you're radiating it. People can literally feel the difference between someone who's thinking their way through everything, their life, and someone who's living from their authentic knowing. It's called neural resonance. Our nervous systems are constantly communicating with each other below the level of conscious thought. There's a lot to take in, I know. But here's the thing, when you're overthinking, like you might be doing right this minute, your energy is scattered, uncertain. When you're operating from your remembered self, your energy is coherent, magnetic, self contained. So consider this. When you're being truly authentic, when you stop thinking your way through decisions and started trusting your knowing, how do people respond to you differently? Have you noticed? How do opportunities start showing up kind of magically? How does life feel? Now, this isn't woo woo spirituality. We all like some sparkles here and there. This is measurable science. When your nervous system is calm and coherent, because you're aligned with your authentic self, you literally become more attractive to people, to opportunities, and experiences that match that. Your ancestors knew this instinctively. They didn't need a seminar or a video to teach them. They knew that authentic presence was magnetic, that when you stopped trying to figure everything out and started trusting that deeper intelligence, life became more effortless and safer and more rewarding. The less you think your way through life, the more life flows toward you. Here's something you can try right now. And I'm going to ask you to think, okay? Think about a decision you've been overthinking. Now drop into your body. What does your nervous system already know about the situation? What's the first thing that comes up before your analytical mind kicks in? That's your remembered self speaking. There's a difference, and you can feel it. That's ancestral intelligence. That's the real you who doesn't need to think her way to truth. So, given all that, how do you stop thinking your way away from yourself? How do you return to the knowing that doesn't need analysis? You start by catching yourself in the act. Notice when you're stuck in analysis paralysis, when you're thinking in circles about something your body already has an answer to. Here's a practice that changes everything. When you catch yourself overthinking, pause and ask, what would I know about this if I didn't need to think about it? What would be obvious if I trusted the first thing that comes up? Most of the time when we say, I need to think about this, we mean, I know, but I don't trust the knowing. Or, I know, but it doesn't fit my mental picture of how things should work out. Or, I know, but I'm scared to act on intelligence that doesn't come with logical proof. So do this. Start small. Maybe it's choosing what to wear based on what feels right on your body instead of what you think looks appropriate or what somebody else thinks you should be wearing. Maybe it's responding to a text from your gut instead of crafting the perfect response. Maybe it's saying yes or no to invitations based on how they feel in your nervous system instead of how they look on paper. Your remembered self doesn't need you to figure her out. She needs you to stop thinking long enough to feel her guidance and get reacquainted. Here's what's beautiful: the more you practice trusting knowing over thinking, the clearer that guidance becomes. It's really exciting and it's fun. The more you honor authentic impulses instead of analyzing them to pieces, the more magnetic and aligned your life becomes. This is remembering who you really are, not thinking your way to a better version of yourself, but stopping the mental noise long enough to recognize the authentic self who was always there, who's there right now, waiting in the shadows saying, "Help me, find me, let me out." When you live from your remembered self, when you trust knowing over thinking, something remarkable happens. You stop trying to figure out how to be magnetic and just become magnetic. You stop analyzing your way to abundance and start allowing it. You start being you. Decisions become easier because you're not thinking through every possible scenario. You're sensing into alignment and moving from there. Relationships become clearer because you're not trying to think your way into compatibility. You're trusting the nervous system intelligence that knows safety and resonance instantly. This doesn't mean you never use your analytical mind, okay? I can almost hear the voices coming with that. You still are going to. It just means letting your remembered self be the CEO and your thinking mind be the assistant. One knows the direction through embodied intelligence, and the other handles the logistics. Your great grandma didn't need to analyze whether someone was trustworthy, she could sense it immediately. Your ancestors didn't need to think their way to the right path. They felt it in their bones and followed it. That same intelligence lives in you. You just need to stop thinking long enough to access it. Recall the times in your life when you've been most authentic, most magnetic, most aligned. Give that one a little moment. Were you thinking your way there, or were you trusting something deeper? Were you analyzing your way to joy, or were you following what felt genuinely good? The real you doesn't live in your head. She lives in your entire being, and she's been waiting for you to stop thinking long enough to remember her. Your remembering doesn't require more thinking, it requires less. It requires trusting the intelligence that operates faster than thought. So here's what I want you to do right now. For the next 10 seconds after this video ends, don't think about anything. Maybe that's hard for you to even imagine right this minute. Just breathe. Just breathe. Put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, remembered self, what do you want me to know right now? And then just listen. Don't analyze the answer. Don't think about whether it makes sense. Just receive it. Trust that the intelligence that kept your ancestors alive for thousands of years knows what she's talking about. And if this resonates with you, if you're ready to stop thinking your way away from yourself and start remembering who you really are, I have something special for you. I'll leave the link below where you can explore working with me to reconnect with your authentic knowing. The real you doesn't need more thinking. She needs more trusting. She needs you to remember that you already know who you are. Today might just be the day you stop thinking long enough to let her show you. Thanks for being here today. Be sure to subscribe. Like and comment too would be great. And if you have any questions, of course, I'm here for you with that too. This is Tina Lorenz. Until next time, bye for now.